Hi, welcome to Larry Shaves. Good to have you with us today for our shave of the day. You'll notice I've had about 1 day shave growth. Hard to see the hair when you got light hair, like white hair, but it is there. And we're going to have a good shave today. Our razor is going to be the Leaf Twig. Now, if you're coming to traditional wet shaving from cartridge razors, this is an ideal razor to get. It is similar in angle and feel to a cartridge razor, but it has one blade. And the blade you can get from Leaf Razor Company, already broken. It's a single blade, or you can use a double edge razor blade. And with the paper still on, don't do it without the paper, but with the paper still on, you can snap it and break it in two, and then you've got two blades that will fit this. So we'll be loading that up. Our brush of the day is going to be from Phoenix Shaving, and that's the Moon Stryker, brand new Moon Stryker brush. Looks like a rocket, but the grip is outstanding. You can see these little grooves here, really easy to grip. I've used it one time. Got to be one of my favorite already in just 1 day, my favorite brush. And then our soap of the day is going to be from Stirling Soap Company, and that will be BARBERSHOP. A great barbershop scent. Back in the days when we went to the barbershops, and they had just a nice soapy smell to them, that's what they've copied here. Now you'll notice on the label, you can see that it says 5.8 ounces. And you say, why 5.8, not 6 or not 4? Most of our artisans make tubs of shaving soap with 4 ounces, but Stirling has 5.8. And I saw an interview with Rod and Mandy, and Rod said, answer the same question, they aim for 6 ounces, but it's hard to get it exactly 6, and you don't want to cheat people. And so sometimes the actual amount of soap is 6.2 or 6.1, 5.9, but at least 5.8. So they tell you 5.8. If you get more than 5.8, you're in good shape. But wonderful company. Rod and Mandy do an excellent job with their shave soap. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And the first thing we're going to do is load our razor. Now with this one, with the Leaf Twig, you twist the handle at the bottom, and you'll see how that opens up. Then you take your razor blade, again, snapped in two. This is an arcade blade, and so we're going to use half of that today. You want to be very careful you don't cut your finger, but you set that right inside, and it's got a little magnet to help you so that it don't drop in the floor. You set that in there, and there's two little grooves here, and it just rests on those little things that sit there. You want to get it straight, and then just twist it shut. See how that works? Tighten it up, check the alignment, and you're ready to go. Then we're going to use our bowl that we used last time. This is a bowl that I love. It comes from West Coast Shaving. It's kind of a plastic. It's lightweight, easy to grip. It's got a place here where between your passes you can rest your brush on. And this is available, I saw this morning on Amazon for $11.50. So be sure to get if you want one just like this, it's got little rest things right here. That helps you to put your thumb and your hand there. So $11.50, you can't go wrong. So we're going to scoop a little bit. Whoop, drop something. We're going to scoop a little soap, about that much. Put that in the bowl and press it down thusly. And then we are going to start working up a lather. Now we we want to have a good lather, and so what we'll do is we're going to wet our brush, our Phoenix shaving brush, and then we're going to squeeze some water out of it and just start working up a lather. And it won't take long. This Stirling soap is excellent soap, and the brush is as well. May need just a little more water. Just dip the tips in the water again and start lathering up. And again, if you're starting to go from a cartridge razor to a double-edged razor, one of these days I'll share with you how I came to start shaving like this about 5 years ago. And I'm no expert. I'm learning every day new stuff. I watch a lot of videos and learn a bunch of stuff. But I hope to pass on to especially the beginners in wet shaving some things I've learned and places I have learned things from to help you as you get started. So there we're all loaded up. A nice lather to start with. And then we're going to wet the face. And again, I'm using a spray bottle instead of going down and splashing water everywhere. So spray some water on the face, just like that. And then we're ready to lather up. See how easy that goes on with this brush? I mean, this is an outstanding brush. Love it. And I don't buy a lot of new stuff. That's not what my wife says, but I had a lot of people that do videos, shave videos, and I watch a lot of them, that were commenting how great this little brush was. And so I decided to get one, try it out. Boy, I'm sure glad I did. It didn't take but a day or two for Phoenix Shaving to ship the brush. But it took over a week to get here because of the post office. You know how that goes. So we're all loaded up. Clear the lips and the sideburns. You don't want one sideburn up here and one down here. You want to get them fairly even. And so we'll start in. And this just is so easy to shave with. It's one of my favorites. And I think it'd be a favorite of yours as well. Now, when you shave, you want to start by getting a good shower. You want your face wet. You want the hair wet. That softens it up for the shave. And so that's what you want to do. Line everything up then and start shaving. So I like Sinatra Lennon when he said, when he made videos regularly, he would say, I took a shave, I took a shower, did my hair. And that's what I did as well. That's what you ought to do to soften up the hair on your face. Now, if you're an electric razor user, which is how I started out, they say that you ought to shave first before your shower because you want your hair to be kind of stiff. When you're shaving with a razor like this, you want it soft. You'll get better shaves that way with it soft. I never got a good shave with an electric razor. I know there's some of you that use an electric razor. Nothing wrong with it if it works for you. It didn't work for me, never has. So cartridge razors never worked for me either. That's why I went to these, and we'll be sharing now. You notice up here I'm going this way, because I've got a little line right through here of hair that if you're going down, it won't get it. Again, as I said last time, you got to map your face, excuse me, know where the hair is growing, the direction, so you can get all of it. So here we go, on the neck. And this is the first pass, basically going north to south. And I re-lathered up just so that it would be covered completely. Now you notice here a little place. I didn't cut myself as such. There's a pimple here that I shaved off yesterday. Now you say, that's for teenagers. Well, us older people get pimples. We just call them blemishes, and cut the tip of it off. And what you want to do if you do that is kind of avoid that area for a couple of days till it all heals up. I didn't avoid that today, so I wanted a good shave. Now, one nice thing about this razor, you can get right up under your nose with it, because you don't have a lot of stuff hanging over like some double edge safety razors. So and I'm going up here this way because some of the hair you can't get going that way. You want to go lightly. You don't want to go, you don't want to press down on the razor. These, you know, with cartridge razors, people have a tendency of pressing down on it too hard. You don't want to do that. With safety razors, whether it's a double-edged safety razor or the Twig, a single edge, they got other single edge, just lightly, just barely touch the skin, and you'll get a good shave. So that's pass number one. I'm gonna re-wet the face, load the brush again a little bit, and we're gonna go with pass number two. With safety razors, whether it's double edge or single edge, I have found that over the years I get less irritation than I did with the cartridge razors. Now, if you get cartridge razors, some of them got 3, 4, 5. I've seen some with 7 blades. And the more blades, the more prone you are to irritation, because you get 7 sharp steel blades coming across your skin with just one sweep. And that's a lot of irritation possibilities. With this, you got one blade, and you're going lightly, so you have more of an opportunity to avoiding that. So the second pass, east to west. Puff out your cheek. Do the other side. Now, when you get over to your lips, you'll know when it gets too close. It takes experience. For the beginners, I wouldn't get real close, but you'll learn after a few times, and after a couple of times of cutting your lip, you'll know how close you can get. And you have a feel. You really can feel if you have a goatee, when you get close to the hair, you will feel the hair before it actually cuts. So now we're going from the neck south to north. Just a little touch up there. Now, some of the experienced wet shavers, traditional wet shavers, will see me shave and say, "Well, you gotta do it that way." But the rule of thumb is, you got your way of shaving, and I got mine, because what works for you may not work for me, because each person's face is different. It'd be bad if we all look the same. If you all look like me, you'd all be in trouble. But our skin is different, our makeup is different, and so our shaving will be different. So keep that in mind. Now, to do the nose area and the chin, again, very lightly. And you want to cup your mouth. And you don't want to be talking while you're shaving this. And with the chin, I go south to north, slightly. Now, I know some of you guys can go, real pronounced, but my chin area gets real red. So when I'm going up like that, it is really light. All right, that's the shave, except we're going to do a half pass, 2.5. I'm going to do an extra pass on the cheeks going up from south to north, because again, as you map your face, your hair will grow differently, and I want to get all the stubble. But you do this lightly, real light, to avoid irritation. Okay. There are always trouble spots in your face that just don't shave completely. And so you want to be sure and get all of those. All right, that's a shave, that's a wrap. But what we're going to do, we're going to rinse off the soap with warm water, and then we're going to rinse it off with cold water. So hang on, I'll be right there. That's our hot water shave. Now I'm going to run a little cold water. Just like that. Now, with your face still wet, what I do is I take the Allen block, which is available from Shave Nation. I like this one because it's wide, it's plastic, you're not holding on to the Allen block, getting your hands all messed up. So your face is still wet. I wet the edge of the Allen block and just start pasting it on, basically. And what this does, it closes the pores. And if you have any weepers, any slight cuts like down here where I did yesterday when I shaved, it will close those up and stop the bleeding. Now, if you got a big gash, that ain't gonna work, but just a slight weeper. And you can tell when you use this, if you get a lot of burning, you can tell if you shave too close. This one was not as close, to cause any burning or anything like that. So this is what I would call a good shave. All right, now, you got two choices. The Allen block, if you leave it on your face, has a tendency of drying out your skin. So most people leave it on for 30 seconds and then rinse it off. However, I have oily skin. I could change the oil in my car with my face oil about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got oily skin. So what I do, if I'm going to be out in public and going to be places, I have a tendency of having red blotches on my face. That's just me. Probably from being out in the sun playing golf without any sunscreen. Don't do that. I've had surgery on the ear before on that. So what I do on those days, I leave the alum block on. I don't wipe it off, and what happens when it dries completely, you have kind of a whitish, almost like some powder, but it's not that kind of look. And if you got too much powder down here, you just wipe it around a little bit. But I leave it on, and it does dry my skin so that it's not as oily by the end of the day. So that's just me. And if you got real oily skin, I would suggest trying that as you have an opportunity. So instead, if you wash it off, rinse it off, then I always use the Thayer's facial toner. But when you leave the alum block on, that would, of course, wash off the alum block. So you don't want to do that. I do that maybe 3 times a week to help keep your skin toned. But then you can use aftershave. So this is the Stirling Barbershop Aftershave Splash. And what I do when I leave the alum block on, I put a little in the hand, splash a little. They call it splash because you're going to splash it on your face. So I put some in the hand, rub it together, and then I don't rub. I just put it on like that and maybe rub the neck a little, do the arms. And what that does is make you smell a little better. Amen? You know, sometimes you go to a store and you get in line and there's some 85-year-old person in front of you and they haven't bathed in 3 or 4 weeks. You don't want to be that person. You want to smell good. So when you can, just put on some aftershave splash and then you're ready for the day. Well, that's our shave. I want to thank you again. These are available from Leaf Shave. This is black, of course, but you can get various colors available. And we trust if you are getting into wet shaving, that would be a way to go. Another razor that's good to start out with is the Henson razor because it's got a 30-degree angle already built in, and it's a real easy razor to use as well. Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and then next time we upload a video, you'll be notified and you can join us for that. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.